Welcome to Body Buddies, home of the Power Foods lifestyle. Take it one meal, one workout, one day at a time. And now, here's the founder of Body Buddies, Christy Joe.
Welcome back to another episode of the Body Buddies podcast. This is episode number 58, Detox Diets 101 and How to Avoid Disastrous Health Consequences. In case we have not met before, my name is Christy Joe. I am a mind and body strategist, and I teach people like you how to bridge the gap between the science of optimality and the reality of our day-to-day lives and psychology. You can find me on Facebook as Body Buddies or Instagram as Bod Buds. So if you're new here, I definitely would recommend subscribing. I record weekly podcasts about the hot topics of nutrition, fitness, and mindset, and everything you need to know in order to think differently and become a strategist of your health and how to achieve your best health, your body composition, and longevity. You can start your journey today by picking up a free copy of my book, The Power Foods Lifestyle, that teaches nutrient pairing, psychology behind eating, and a lot of the deeper and very specific information that I share here on the podcast. Now moving into today's topic. I'm actually jumping in here in 2017 to re-record a podcast episode I recorded in 2015. After the years of information and working with people, learning new things, new research coming out, I went back, I listened to what information I put out there about detox diets, and come to find out it was simply a rant. So while I love to rant and appreciate the psychological and the emotional parts of this, today I want to jump in here and provide some actual education and information because I have something that you are going to want to hang around for. It's really exciting what is going on and the optimizations in the Body Buddies coaching that I've been able to make over the years. If you've been here a long time, you've probably seen the evolution of working primarily with fitness competitors and working with people who were just solely looking for aesthetics into the shift I've made into working with those with chronic health conditions, emotional eating, and so forth. It's been a natural evolution due to the needs and listening to all of my Body Buddies and what they're going through. And I just love all of you. I appreciate your listens and every time that you join me to learn and grow together. So today I want to provide some information for you as well as introduce to you a new opportunity for the best way to start your lifestyle with the Power Foods lifestyle. Detox diets are everywhere you look for quick fixes for the body. These dietary methods are often one of the first recommendations that doctors or nutritionists or dietitians are making to people who are trying to improve their health and cleanse their bodies. Now, I confess, I used to be swayed by detoxes and fix quick diets back in my days of frustration and swinging from diet to diet. Maybe you're no different than I used to be. I'm actually going to play for you a recording from the original podcast episode, sharing a brief story from one time that I did follow through on one of these detoxes. This was probably my first year of college, back in the frenzied days of desperation and trying to find answers for myself. And a friend had told me about this 7-day cleanse. Yeah, it's going to clean you out. Everyone drops like 8 pounds on it. You're going to be amazing. And little dinky old me trying to find answers and change my body and look like all the pretty girls and get maybe a boyfriend or something like that, because I just was feeling so stupid about myself. I was like, yeah, let's do it. What do I do? What do I do? Oh my gosh, first and foremost, I spent like $300 in the grocery store for a week's worth of food that I didn't eat. Okay, so here's how it worked. The first day, you ate all your food groups. Then the next day, you cut out your carbs. The next day, you cut out the meats. The next day, you cut out the fruits. So you were just on veggies. And then the middle day, you were only on juice. And then you slowly built it back in. The next day, you add back in the fruit. Then you add in the veggies. Then you add in the meats. Then you add in the carbs. And then you add in everything else. I did it. And you know what? It sucked. And knowing what I know now, I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, I wish I could just go like take myself by the head and just shake it and be like, are you crazy? Learn the PFL. Do the Power Foods lifestyle. I promise you, it's going to solve everything. I promise you. Oh,
I've seen miracles, and you guys, I would need to podcast for like a full day, 24 hours to even sit here and begin to tell you the stories of the miracles in people's lives I'm seeing every frickin' day.
Back from 2008 to 2012, when my binge eating and dieting cycles were at their peak, I would have never believed I was going to embark on an educational and transformational journey, one that would begin with some awful dieting advice and result in psychological consequences, but ultimately led me to nutritional discoveries nothing short of miraculous. I will get to that wonderful stuff, but first I want to give you the 411, the 101, the everything awesome about detoxing. Detoxes can come in the form of juice fasts, elimination of food groups like I just described, drinking certain teas, taking recommended supplements, and even fasting. They appeal to those who have overindulged, maybe for a long time of overindulging, and are trying to clean their body and try again. They may also appeal to those who feel inflamed or are experiencing constipation and other gut irritation. So today I want to share with you what toxins and free radicals are. I want to let you know if detoxing actually helps with weight loss. You'll know how often you should be detoxing and how to recognize a detox diet disaster. By the way, I have a new morning detox drink here at Body Buddies. This is natural. This is a great way to start balancing the pH of your blood. This is a free guide. So before I go into more information, just wanted to let you know about that. You can access it at powerfoodsdetox.com/drink. So what are toxins and free radicals? Toxins are harmful agents, molecules, peptides, or proteins that can be found in nearly every food you eat. And yes, that does include healthy foods. They are also found in the environment. These toxins, when not properly eliminated from the body, are capable of causing disease when they come in contact with or are absorbed by body tissues. Toxin buildup is rumored to be one of the leading causes of poor health, weight gain, and disease. As a mind and body strategist, I choose to look at toxins as simply a label upon a combination of lifestyle factors that are not helping a person achieve a more optimal level of health. Free radicals are reactive oxygen species and reactive nitrogen species that are generated by the body. They are derived from normal metabolic processes or external exposure to X-rays, ozone, cigarettes, pollution, or industrial chemicals. But there is to be balance, and according to some journalists and some doctors, more notably, they said when free radicals overwhelm the body's ability to regulate them, a condition known as oxidative stress ensues. Your body is designed to eliminate toxins through one of three methods. I'll say the appropriate names, then I'll tell you what that actually means. Exhalation, sweating, and evacuation. Exhalation means like breathing, right? You're like every time you exhale, sweating, I guess that's, your sudiferous glands, that's what they're called when you sweat. And then evacuation, that basically means when you go poop. When your body is well fed with nutrient-dense foods, which here at Body Buddies, that's a minimum of a tier 1 of the Power Foods lifestyle. By the way, if you don't know what a tier 1 is, get on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/bodbuds, and learn what that is. You need to know the tiers, as that helps people eliminate the all or nothing thinking. And I've been thanked many times for that. And I turn that back around and say thank you for asking me for that, because that's everything I do here at Body Buddies is produce things that you guys are asking for. So when your body is well fed with nutrient-dense foods, then the process of detoxing your body or removing those excess toxins, it happens naturally. Now, when your body is mistreated through refined and processed foods or alcohol, tobacco, and tons of other environmental factors like pollution or other industrial chemicals, then it doesn't happen naturally. Does detoxing help with weight loss? Not in most cases, like the way that most detox diets are designed. They do not support a healthy metabolic shift in actual body composition, which is the ratio of fat to muscle, due to too much nutrient and energy deprivation. Energy, remember, is just caloric, okay? While this may aid a reduction in scale weight temporarily, this is mostly from the depletion of glycogen stores, which is just stored carbohydrates, intestinal evacuation, poop, and water weight. This weight usually returns within 1 to 2 days following the detox diet's completion. Doing a starvation diet, juice cleanse, tea cleanse, or any other iteration of detoxing your body will not help you lose weight in the long run if you cannot sustain those habits. If you have any predisposition to over-consuming food, like emotional eating, sleep-related eating disorder, binge eating disorder, etc., then this can certainly trigger those habits with even greater intensity. Most detox diets are short-term, which make them very appealing to you psychologically and emotionally. Yeah, you think, I can do this. But when you commit to a change in dietary intake only for the short term, you set yourself up for greater frustration down the road and you perpetuate the diet binge cycle. My goal here at Body Buddies is to help you break that cycle through proper education and strategies to help you with your nutrition and fitness efforts. How often should you be detoxing? When you are eating a power foods lifestyle, baseline tier 1, but preferably a tier 2 in my opinion, your body will naturally be detoxing. If you are just beginning to learn about the power foods lifestyle, then my new 10-day power foods detox is a great place to start. This program is a food-based program that helps you learn, focus, and cleanse while priming your metabolism for the next level of your power foods lifestyle learning. I take the majority of my custom coaching clients through this process before we move into the appropriate strategy for their unique and specific goals. Once you complete the program, it can be effective to repeat it in frequencies that I'm going to describe here, depending on your goals. So if your goal is to lose 20 plus pounds, I recommend you do this 10-day program once a month. If your goal is to lose less than 20 pounds, but still you'd like to lose some fat, then I recommend you do this every other month. If you are working on digestive improvements, maybe you have some colitis, some yeast overgrowth, you've got maybe constipation, bloating, irritability, then I recommend you do this every other month. And if you are in the point where the goal of all those other goals are to get you to, which is maintenance and a healthy lifestyle, then I recommend you do this once every 3 months in combination with other Body Buddies nutrition programs. So you can learn more and sign up. This is a monthly group I will be taking people through at the beginning of each month. It's a lifetime purchase, so once you've bought it, you have it. I recommend you save all the emails. You'll be in the group eternally as long as it's going, and so you only need to purchase it once. So it's a baseline $14. I do offer some additional education and resources, but you don't have to purchase those, only if they appeal to you. And I just encourage you when you go to that page that you watch my video explaining it. So the baseline price is $14, again, for a lifetime 10-day Power Foods Detox program. That's a steal and a half. Learn more at powerfoodsdetox.com. Let's now learn how to recognize a detox diet disaster. It is important to arm yourself with knowledge of how to avoid a detox diet disaster. With the way the internet and free enterprise works, anybody can make up a cleanse and say it's going to clean your body. It's important you stop believing everything you hear and anything that appears in the first Google search that you make. Because that program or article was a top hit, you might happen to think it's factual and take the article you read seriously. That can perpetuate a lot of misinformation. Here are 3 tips to help you recognize a detox diet disaster, including these things. Make sure the individual or company promoting the detox diet has credentials and, more importantly, real experience with real people. Number 2, ensure the detox diet has appropriate amounts of calories, no fewer than 1,200 for women and 1,600 for men. Number 3, double check the protocol of the detox diet and that it's building habits into your lifestyle that you will continue as sustainable. So this program is awesome. That's all I can say. I've taken myself through it twice. It's not just food. I'm going to make recommended supplements, and this is based on all of the different doctors, naturopathic doctors, brilliant people that I study their information. I've assimilated and aggregated this information to give you the best of the best. It's not required to do the program. It's just helpful, and I do explain all of it so that you can make an appropriate decision. So that will come as a bonus part of purchasing this baseline food program. You're going to get motivational emails every single day that help you know what you're experiencing in your body, what's going going on physiologically, what to expect, that are going to motivate you psychologically. You're going to be in the Facebook group to be able to support, be with other people, and of course, I'll be there to answer any questions that you need as well. This program features 3 different phases, 1, 2, and 3. Now, I'm not going to give away the whole farm here, but I just want to let you know that there is a little bit of carbohydrate cycling due to the fact that my goal is to start getting you away from the refined and processed carbohydrates. So we start to focus on really healthy sources of protein, healthy fats for fuel, and really fibrous, beautiful, lovely, nutrient-dense vegetables. And then we're going to slowly and strategically bring in some lovely complex carbohydrates. So we'll start getting those in there, start priming the metabolism. You're going to love how rich foods taste during this process. There's really no caloric restriction on these. If you really want to push, I do give you the ranges to hit if you're trying to really keep those calories in check, but I'd recommend your first time doing it to completely just follow the strategy of the way that we pair the foods in proteins and veggies and fats from the list I provide there, and really starting to listen to your body. Now, if you're totally new to strategic eating, then probably follow the ranges just so you can have that confidence. But if you are one of my loyal Body Buddies family already, then maybe just use this as an experiment to start trusting yourself and starting to explore the ranges. Maybe you do want to have a larger breakfast, lunch, and dinner and a smaller mid-morning, mid-afternoon. Maybe there's one meal you'd like to have a very large meal, and then you'd like to, maybe you don't have time, your schedule doesn't allow it, and all of those types of adaptations are certainly possible. And that's one of the best parts of the Power Foods lifestyle, is being able to learn these principles and then adapt them for yourself. And I provide all the information to do that in this program. Now, some other bonuses that come with this program are that I send you very short but doable fitness workouts from my Keijo Fit workout line of exercise. They're just 10-minute home body weight workouts. We'll do upper body, lower body. We'll have stretching days. Now, one of the parts of this program I'm going to highly recommend you make sure and do, hoping you have access or can get access. As I mentioned earlier in this podcast episode, one of the 3 ways we eliminate these extra toxins from our body is through sweating, those sudoriferous glands. And so a sauna, access to a sauna 3 times during this 10-day protocol is going to be something that's going to take it to the next level. As I mentioned, I've already taken myself through this twice, and I've taken basically all of my clients in the past year. If they've had appropriate, like if they felt like this was a good fit for them at the level they were ready for, we've done it, and it's just been incredible. Absolutely incredible for basically instantly reducing that extra layer of water weight, that bloat, that yucky feeling, helping move things along through the digestive tract, getting rid of a lot of those foods that are triggering food sensitivities, and more importantly, building our confidence that, oh my gosh, we can do strategic eating, that this is easier than we thought, that this is maintainable, this is sustainable. And that, as a mind and body strategist, is almost more important to me than being perfect or like optimal from the get-go, because if you are building confidence in yourself and momentum, and you're feeling a difference, you're feeling your moods improve, you're losing that morning grogginess, you're losing the afternoon blues, and you're starting to feel different, you're seeing things clearer, you are just all around feeling lighter, then that is a huge win, because that is the lifestyle change we want. That jump starts it. Excuse me. Now, there's a few other things I did briefly want to mention about this program before I talk about some of the more emotional sides of this, okay? An important part of this detox is just looking at our lives in general. So, due to what I was experiencing in my life at the time I created this, I added in 5 little baby step ways to detox other parts of your life, including your environment, how you're internally programming yourself, your psychology, your emotions, the way you handle your life in other things, efficiency, productivity. And these are very simple, doable tasks that, in the process of doing this my second time, completely changed everything. I've been sleeping more, I've been way less stressed, I've been feeling just happier. And it's a combination of everything we do, getting the blood balanced with the pH levels, getting the right foods in the body, getting rid of the inflammatory foods, getting in those workouts that build our energy rather than suck it dry or being apathetic and not getting it done. Working to improve the way we handle our lives emotionally, psychologically, the way that we allow things to drain us or to make us feel down. So this is a very, very rounded program that you are going to literally experience huge shifts in your life if you do it to completion. So I invite you to learn more. Join me for the next group, and you can learn about the registration dates when it closes for the next round. Again, we start the first Sunday of every month is day 0, and you will learn more about day 0 when you sign up for the program. Day 0 is a bonus day for people who really want to jumpstart and prime their hormones, and it just happens for all my LDS body buddies out there. It just happens to align with what we do on the first Sunday of the month. So go check it out, powerfoodsdetox.com. As a mind and body strategist, that means I look at not only nutrition and fitness optimizations, but most importantly, what's at the root cause emotionally and psychologically of your behavior. So now I'd like to share with you the part of the original recording where I talk about what possibly could be contributing to your desire to do one of these detox diets that are unhealthy.
When you are constantly trying to make change in your life, when you are trying to eat, when you're trying to make those changes in your body, and you keep falling short, and you keep falling into the same justification patterns and rationalization, you keep running into the problems, the walls that hold you back, the parties you can't say no to the food, you keep running into the emotions, the breakups, the funerals, the emotions that run your life, and then therefore dictate your behavior. So you're frustrated, and then you can't control your behavior. So then you're feeling really angry at yourself, and you're feeling helpless, and you're feeling lost, and you're feeling that you're a failure. That is the root of this problem, you guys. And I get it. And I'm now that we're talking about the real problem, now that I have your attention, I need you to really be honest with yourself. And I tell my clients this, I say, you know, it's really important that you take this time to do some introspection, because until you do, you are treating symptoms and not the problem. That's what the medical profession mostly does. And there is a time and a place for medical treatment, and I respect and love and appreciate our doctors who work so hard to help people. However, I do believe that we can take so much more into our own hands in the terms of prevention, and I have seen nutritional healing. I actually was bawling for about an hour today from someone's story, and I can't tell it yet because it's a little confidential, but pretty much someone was going into renal failure, and every doctor had told this individual that there was no real option, that medication was the only way. And this person contacted me, and we've been able to work together, and it's been it's been a miracle. That's all I can say. So anyway, what I want you to think about is, yes, this is going to put you in a very vulnerable state of mind, because you're going to have to ask yourself some really tough questions. So here are the questions I need you to answer. Am I afraid of failing? Okay, if you're doing a detox diet, that means that there's a finite end date, which means you are putting an expiration date on it. So you're requiring yourself just to go for a certain amount of time, and then you're free, that kind of an approach. And you know darn well that that's not going to be the beginning of your lifestyle change. That's the end of your detox. Let's go eat some pizza and donuts because I did the detox. Woot! Nope, not the mindset we want. And I need you to be really honest with yourself here. Am I afraid of failing? And chances are you're saying yes, and chances are you're looking back at your life and you're seeing a lot of circumstances that have arisen and that you have found you didn't push through that wall of resistance, and you are frustrated and you resent yourself and you're feeling that there's nothing in life that you can achieve now. So you're feeling helpless, you're feeling worthless, you're feeling like you're just a coward facing your life. And let me tell you, 99.9% of people are there. If you feel you're the only one, you're cracked. I'm sitting here telling you, we all feel that way. But thankfully there are answers, and thankfully through coaching I've been able to continue to refine myself as well, which has been one of the, I think, the coolest stories. And once in a blue moon, I will tell my real story. Okay, you think you know my story. You've heard the surface. Once in a while, I'll tell my real story of just how dark things were, just how painful things were for me, and why where I am now, and the tips and the techniques and the tricks that I'm teaching you, it is life-changing. It changed my life. It's changing other people's lives. I am literally not the same person I was a few years ago. My heart, my mind, my body, everything has changed. But it has started with my mind, and it has started with the identification of the negativity. So that's where we're talking. Why am I afraid to fail? Why am I swinging to the quick fix? What is the number one obstacle in my path? This is the best question I ask. I ask most of my new client orientations before we begin. I say, what is your biggest obstacle? Let's face it. Let's strategize. It's okay to have obstacles. We all have them. They're stumbling blocks unless we kick them out of the way. And we can't kick them out of the way until we take our blindfolds off. Ignorance is not bliss. So stop pretending you don't have a problem. Stop facing it head on and look it in the face for what it is, whatever it is. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's an addiction, whether it's frustration at work. I mean, it could be anything under the sun. Whether it's something in the past, a person you need to forgive, whether it's an insecurity that you've had your whole life long, whether it's the way you've been treated by somebody, whether it's financial stress, whether it's, I mean, guys, it's infinite answers. What is your biggest obstacle? Do you want to know what for one person? It was they didn't want to offend. They didn't want to offend their spouse because their spouse showed them love through food. And so that was a really important thing. And so pretty much they had put the value of the relationship on food, when the value of the relationship should have been on the relationship. That takes communication, that takes awareness, that takes a stepping back away from the situation and saying, what's the real story here? This isn't even about food. What do we need to work on in our relationship? Guys, whatever your obstacle is, there's other things contributing to it. I guarantee you your problem with food that you think is the biggest problem is not a problem. It's something else. Let's figure it out. Let's dive through it. Let's extrapolate it. And if you need help doing this, I would love to have these conversations with you. Let's set up a consultation. I love these. We do it over Skype, we do it over FaceTime. You'll probably see me in my awesome sweats and no makeup, and that's just how I roll 99% of the time, so it's cool. There are answers, okay? And if you are someone who is at any point of this podcast episode, if this is ringing true for you, if this is hitting a chord, then I need you to write that obstacle down. You have to give it a voice. If you don't give it a voice, that's like stepping around it and saying, I'm going to pretend you don't exist even though I know you really do, because I'm just too afraid to face you. Butt up, face it, or else your life is not going to change. Push through that wall of resistance. Time to be the boss, be the master, be the steward of yourself. Our bodies are a vehicle for our life, and we're using this. The vehicle of our body allows our intelligence and our spirit to be sculpted. And you may or may not be a spiritual person, but if you are remotely spiritual, I would say please go read my blog post on spirituality and lifestyle changes. There's a bigger picture here, guys, and I believe that. I believe we came from somewhere, that we're here for a short time, and that we're going somewhere. There are reasons for the trials in our lives. There are reasons for the ebbs and flows. Nobody sells their ship on calm seas. And I hear this all the time of, oh, I'll start training or coaching when it's a little more, less busy times. And I'm like, who are you kidding? Because I don't know about you, but there is no calm in life. If it is, it's like 2.5 seconds, like, smell the flower? Okay, here we go. Smell the flower? Here we go. And we know this. If you look at the pattern of your life, there's ups, there's downs, there's ebbs, there's flows, there's ins, there's outs, all around. So we need to wake up and be real with ourselves. Lifestyle changes are easy. You guys, they're easy. Stop telling yourself it's hard. Week 3, if I have a client who's seriously on board and ready to change and ready to learn, by week 3 at the latest, I'm getting a text, a phone call, or an email saying, Christy, oh my gosh, I can't believe how easy this actually is. And I say, oh, that's interesting. Tell me more. I want to hear. And you know what they usually say? Once we've started to figure out my mind and what my limiting thoughts and beliefs about myself were, once we figured those out, following, the nutrition principles of science and going and busting it strategically in the gym according to what you're teaching me, it's easy. And I'm like, can we tell the world this? Because you know what? 60% of our adult population is overweight. And it's okay. It's okay if you're out there and you are overweight, which chances are you probably are if you're listening to this. I want you to know it's okay. It's okay you are where you are. And I want you to know you're beautiful, you're handsome, and you're amazing. There is nothing wrong with weight. There is nothing wrong with how we look. What matters is that we are looking at ourselves for where we are now and saying, cool, I have some potential here. I don't care in what element that is, but life is about sculpting our minds and our intelligence. So the body is irrelevant. The body is simply a byproduct, okay? We don't focus on the body. We focus on the inner mindset, the mental discipline. That's when we get results. If you need to write that down and say it 2 more times, because that's how strongly I feel about it. Focus on behavior and the results will come. Focus on behavior and the results will come. The body is the byproduct, not the motivator. If you're using your body and the results and the aesthetics as the motivator, I'd venture to say you're being a little narcissistic. And it's okay to be a little narcissistic, but not a lot. We need to do this because we are falling in love with discipline. We are falling in love with structure. We are falling in love with planning and prepping and being people who are in control of our lives. We set goals. We go out and achieve them. We progress. We learn. We grow. We're optimistic. We're positive. These are the things that make us happy people. So if you are feeling like you're not a happy person, which one of those that I just said are you missing? Is it planning for a day? Do you just wake up and expect your day to just happen? I'll tell you what, the days I'm most down are the days I didn't set goals. And you know what? I've become a person that I know my priorities. I know what's going to happen. I plan it the night before. So every day when I wake up in the morning, my eyes pop open. I know exactly what my goal is that day. I know exactly what my purpose is. And I freaking get out of bed and go do it. And do work. We do work. We are a family of body buddies. We have potential individually, but when we get ourselves in line, you guys, our ability to go out and serve the world and make a difference grows exponentially. But guess what? If you are feeling like crap about yourself, are you going to go out and do good? Probably not. And you know what? The people who often feel like they're the happiest and they're the strongest and they're, the people just going out and making people happy, they're the people who've seen the worst shiz. And I have to be careful. I'm trying not to swear on my podcast. It's cool. You know what I mean though, okay? So, number 1, actually, I have thoughts everywhere. You guys know me. I'm the tangent queen, but I have so much to say about all of this. A few random thoughts. I have worked with enough people. I've worked with the fittest of the fit and the not fittest of the not fit. Okay? You know what I mean? Every single person is insecure about their body. You need to know that. Every person. And you know what? Am I insecure about my body? I'm not going to use the word insecure. I'm going to say, am I aware of my flaws? Absolutely. And you know what? It's a little bit hard for me to look in the mirror to see that I am totally shifted to one side because of my freaking scoliosis. But you know what? I have learned to love it. Just today I was at the chiropractor. My normal chiropractor wasn't there, so somebody else suggested me a new doctor. And before I swiped my card to bring up the x-ray, I said, you ready for this? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, you're gonna raise your eyebrows. So I swiped my card. My x-ray pops up. And I said, isn't it beautiful? Do you know what? I would not have said that a few years ago. I would have been so embarrassed. And I wouldn't have wanted anyone to see. And I probably, in a community chiropractic adjustment room, wouldn't have wanted anyone to see my spine. And now I said, isn't it beautiful? I said, yeah, my spine and me, we have good times. You know, we're training hard. And I've learned to embrace my flaws and love them. So that's how I want to end this podcast episode. Embrace your flaws. Love them. Love yourself. Let's stop swinging from desperation attempts and let's look at the bigger picture here. What is the obstacle in your path? The biggest one. Let's focus on that first. If you need help getting inside your mind, inside your heart, I would love to help you find those answers. But that's the thing, I don't give you the answers. I make you think. I make you feel. I make you dig. And sometimes I'll let you pause in silence for 3 minutes or 5 minutes while you figure it out and you introspect. And I'm okay with silence because I realize that it takes that. You're worth this. You are wonderful. Please know that. If you don't think anybody in this world thinks that, I assure you at least one does. Actually, I'm going to say two because God, I really do believe that. You are wonderful. You are loved. I care so much. So much I cannot express. Why would I be podcasting at midnight unless I cared? I don't get paid for my podcast. I do this because I want you to find these answers. So as you're being honest and real with yourself, you're going to find a greater joy and hope. Please share what you're learning with people. We all need to be spreading this goodness because life is good and there's so much negativity out there and there's so much turmoil and hardship, and yes, there's a lot of negativity, but guys, if we can each become little lights, let's carry light to this world. Let's go do some good. Let's go do kick A. Not for the sake of promoting ourselves, but for the sake of doing it together as a family. That's what I want to see. That's what my greatest hope is for myself in this life, is that I get to see you and the Body Buddies family doing good in this world. Let's go. Let's go get them, guys.